Okay, next fan is beautiful black GE Pancake, selling as a 1904 Trunnion mount. So here's your Trunnion yoke mount, which gives you the ability to tilt the fan up or down for the user to, adjust the air in whatever direction they may need it. Again, from the personal collection of Carlton Ward, a longtime member of the Antique Fan Collectors Association, known for his exceptional restoration and contributions to the fan community. Which is one thing I didn't touch on in the beginning is, again, those of you that have been around the community for a long time, Carlton kind of continued Monty's giving of the raffle fan. So I think Monty started the raffle fan at a time the club was like, we need some funds to keep going, and Monty said, hey, let me do a raffle fan. Monty Young did a raffle fan, and Carlton Ward continued that tradition. I don't even have any idea how many years, if Carlton's watching, he can tell us how many years he did the raffle fan for the AFCA. But, he gave of his time and his fan for the club and helped raise a lot of money to have the organization we have today. So everyone I know is appreciative. I'm appreciative for all the fans that he gave to keep the club up and going. And, again, Carlton never really, he restored fans and did them for himself. He never really put these fans out there. I mean, maybe he'll take a few to a meet somewhere and sell them, but, he was not a, per se, restorer reseller. He didn't put out 25 fans a year for resale. It was for his personal collection. So these are right off the shelf. So here, what we have here is a restored 1904 12-inch GE desk Pancake model desk fan, restored in a rich glossy tuxedo black, perfectly complemented with beautiful polished and lacquered brass blades and cage. A brass gold pinstripe detail has been hand painted on the base. Power cord and head wire were upgraded at the time of restoration using a rich burgundy cloth cover twisted cord. Fan runs well on 5 distinct speeds. The original knob has been replaced with a beautifully handcrafted knob. Not sure what it's made of, but it's super cool. It almost looks like wood. It doesn't feel like wood, but it looks like wood, but it's maybe some GE prototype, but very much reminiscent of the original, but I do not know what the material is. So we did note some signs of wear to the bearing. I'm sure it's the original one, so after 120 years it does display some signs of wear from that. So the front, so another thing we noted about this example, the front motor housing and the motor tag. So the serial number on the motor tag and the design of the front motor housing are consistent with a 1907 model. Which is the first fan that we talked about, the first stem mount we talked about. So the front motor housing and the motor tag consistent with those 7 GE Pancake production. Also on the motor tag, and this was common, I think, before things were standard. So cycles on the motor tag has been sort of etched out or crossed out. So you bought your fan. You may have been on 25 cycles, whatever the supplied voltage was to your house was 25 cycles. Well, now what you're going to be on 60 cycles, and you're like, hey, I don't want to buy a new fan, I just want to upgrade the one I have. So let's take it down to the appliance store. They'll order a 60 cycle stator and rotor for my fan, and I get to keep my fan, and now I can use it on my supplied voltage. So that's not an uncommon thing to find through history with all the changes, the standardization of electricity. So we got those. The tag voltage on this is 100 to 115. I'm going to run it on 100. again, if you've never, if you're watching this, you're like, man, yeah, Pancakes are super cool. I'd love to own one. They are they're a complementary hit in any collection. They certainly stick out. They're unique. I'm looking at a wall back here of all kinds of other brands of fans, and the GE Pancake is unique to the designs of everything back there on the wall. Brass struts on the earlier models just add a lot to with the 07 we had with the steel struts. Brass struts add a lot of bling to the already brass blade, brass cage. Again, all these will run super nice. I'm not going to sit here and run them all down to the slowest speed, but they, I've checked them all out. They all run wonderful all the way down to the slowest of the slowest speed, and it just, to me, that's the speed it should run on all the time. It almost creates more of a piece of art than it does a functional appliance.